Awesome. Thank you. So those are pretty much all of our rules for the meeting. And if you guys have any last minute advice for Sourin's speech, then go ahead and send it over to him now. The next part of our meeting, we're going to shift into table topics, which is just impromptu speeches. And our table topics master for today is Slate. So without further ado, Slate, take the virtual stage.
Thank you, Tori. As you said, I will be leading table topics. I will pull up a PowerPoint that'll help me lead it as I explain what table topics is. Just a moment here. Okay, so table topics section is a session that everyone can participate in, even if you didn't have an assigned role or if you're not a member, and you will participate in. And it's a simple 1 to 2 minute impromptu speech that practice your on the feet speaking skills. And the prompts will be given to you by me through a question. And today's theme is outer space. And I'll make sure to pick on a couple experienced members first, and that's it. So, first question. For many people, becoming an astronaut when they grow up is their dream job. What is your dream job? And anyone can volunteer, and if no one volunteers, I'll just pick on someone. So, any volunteers for the first one?
I can go ahead and start.
Okay, Tricia.
So what is your dream job? This is exactly the question that is asked by so many young kids. In 5th grade, I'm actually doing, kind of to backtrack, I've been cleaning my room and going through the old paper, old memos, pictures, that sort of thing. And I came across my 5th grade profile, OC Otters 5th grade, bright yellow sign with the otter mascot, and with the list of questions they had us answer just to look back on. And one of those questions is, what is your dream job? And right there, just straight up, I wrote doctor and pianist. Now, my current major is in business, so that is a completely different realm than medicine. So what happened along the way? Well, for one, my mom had a quick medical scare while I was in middle school, and for me that was slightly traumatic, so that was one of the pusher ways. But really what led me away from that field was having to take chemistry and physics, difficult sciences for me personally that I found to be a little bit much for me. And after taking those classes, my thought process was, I respect everyone who can do this, but it's not for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Tricia. That was a great table topic. I can totally relate on that aspect of the chemistry and physics. I took Physics 1101 at UNG before I transferred here, and worst class I ever took. It turned me right around in terms of my current major. And give me just one moment before I move on to the next question. I need to pull up my chat here. Let's see, chat. Go ahead and write. Okay, next question. Gotta move around all this chat real quick. So, the Voyager Golden Records are 2 phonographic records that were included aboard both Voyager spacecrafts that were launched in 1977. The records contain sounds and images selected to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. What would you put on the Golden Record to showcase humans if you were to put something on? Any volunteers? All right, Sourin.
So what I put on the Golden Records, it's kind of tough, honestly, because think about it, like, this is gonna be the aliens' first impression of us, right? They're gonna be looking at this and be like, this is humanity, this is what humans are. So like, I was thinking through my head, I was like, we could put something funny, like cat videos, but we're not cats, so they would think that we're cats. So that wouldn't work. So then I wanted to go like more philosophical and go really deep with my idea. So I was like, what if we decided to take a video of people just in the city, just walking around, doing what they normally do in a day? Because it shows everything. Like if you watch a video of just like a city, think about how many different people, though they seem to just like be moving in random directions, each one of them has like a story and thing they're doing in that day. Like the person you pass by, they might be going to visit their grandmother's funeral. That person that you saw in the corner of your window, they could probably be jogging or something like that. There's all these different stories that you can see in a city, and I think the city really shows how we come together as humans, and really is the congruence of our civilization, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, Sourin. Forgive me, I'm also having trouble. I think my mouse is losing its battery power. But that was a great response. I think it was pretty tough when I came up with that question as well. I was like, what would I do? But I think when I was listening to your table topic, I thought it really seemed like you amplified the phrase, a picture tells 1,000 words, by saying you do a video of everyone's life just going on. So that's what made me look in my head. And next question we have. So one day in Venus is equal to 243 Earth days. What event feels like it takes forever to you, but really is not that long in reality? Scott, you go ahead and take it away.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Slate. Well, the first thing that comes to mind as far as an event that feels like it's been taking forever would be this current pandemic, specifically how all of us have been locked in our homes. When the stay-at-home orders began, I'm sure myself, like a lot of us, thought that this was only going to last, say, 2 to 3 weeks, and then sooner or later we were going to be back on the UGA campus. But then even though the stay-at-home orders have lasted for, say, only 2 to 3 months, I even forgot that I first started on the UGA campus as a student. I'm even having trouble to remember the last thing I did as a student on the campus before coming home for spring break. With that in mind, though, I would like to take the time during this pandemic to just relax as much as possible as one can at home before getting back to the rigors of studying. So there you go.
Thanks, Scott. That was a great table topic as well. I completely agree. I feel like this pandemic's been going on for years myself. I can't keep track of which days they are. Every time Monday comes around, that's when I know what day it is.
So same here.
That's when I know Toastmasters is. It's just like, oh, reset the week. Thank you for answering that. And we'll move on to our next one. Got another Venus one. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system at 462 degrees Celsius. So how do you normally deal with the heat when you're on Earth? For example, during the summer, how do you stay cool? Who would like to take that one? Robbie, would you like to give that a shot?
Thank you. Well, yes, it is a serious issue because climate change has made things really worse. I can relate my experience from India. If you see last 20 years, the temperatures were going up steadily year after the year, breaking records every year. Currently, in India, it is still not full summer yet. Even in this month of May, or even in the month of April, the temperatures hovered around 45 degrees centigrade, which is somewhere in between, I should say, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is a situation which is not just limited to one country or one region. It affects the whole planet. It affects all countries. So dealing with heat at an individual level, well, if you are rich enough, you can afford the air conditioning and all those things. But there are people, lots of them, who don't have any affordability to have air conditioning or any other mechanism to live in a comfortable environment, who have to go out to work every day. They will have a real tough time. So I don't think there is a simple answer for that. Each, depending on your financial situation and your working conditions, you have to explore your own way.
Awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
That was oh, let me not go too far. Yeah, thank you, Ravi. That's very true. Everyone experiences it differently, and I can't imagine 45 degrees Celsius. That'd be extremely hot. Hopefully, we don't get too hot here in Georgia. Yeah, thanks. That was a great table talk.
Thank you.
So next question we have. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to the interface here. I keep clicking all the wrong buttons. Minimize the chat. Okay. Sorry for that again. So, fourth question. There are some planets in outer space that are made entirely out of diamonds. If you could have an entire planet made of one material or item, what would it be? Justin, you here with us? Would you like to give that a shot?
I cannot get my camera to work. I don't know if someone can help me with that later.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, if you can't get your camera to work, that's, yeah, if you want to give that a shot though, go for it.
Okay. I'll tell you what I would make an entire planet out of. I would make it out of those gigantic exercise balls. I mean, if you can just imagine, just walking down the street, why walk? Walking is boring. It's like now if I walk down the street and I'm just skipping along and having a good time, people are like, man, what's wrong with him? What's he doing? He's just too happy, you know. But if we're all jumping and bouncing together, just imagine the aesthetic. Imagine how that would change cars. Your cars would have like this little, I don't know, like kangaroo legs on them. I'm not sure, but they'd really just be bouncing the whole time. And, you know, someone might object and say, well, you know, what about nausea? You know, people get really nauseous. Well, but if they grow up bouncing all the way, you know, it should be okay. They shouldn't have any nausea or no nausea related to bouncing. I mean, look at kangaroos. You don't see a little baby kangaroo getting nauseous, right? So exercise balls, it's the best material for any planet. We'll have exercise ball-based plants and all kinds of really interesting stuff. I mean, you just imagine what that would look like. So thank you very much. Exercise balls, it's in the future. Just wait, you'll discover it in outer space. It's gonna happen.
Thank you, Justin. That was an awesome table topic. Very creative. I'm all for that. I think exercise balls to get around would be a lot better than walking, and look forward to seeing an entire planet made out of exercise balls. Thanks. All right, we should be just a couple more questions here. Question number 6. Whenever you hear in talks of colonizing Mars, it is well known it will be a one-way trip, unlike trips to the moon that only take a few days. Would you take that one-way trip to colonize Mars? So, Tori, would you like to answer that? You still need to answer one.
Yes, okay. I was like, where's the unmute button? Okay, so colonizing Mars. Wow, I feel like I haven't seen that in a while other than in movies that I've watched. I'm trying to think of like when that person, it was with Matt Damon, I believe. And I think the movie is called Mars, where he was the only one that went up there. And just by watching what he kind of accomplished, I mean, it was great. He could grow things. He could, you know, do whatever he wanted there. But I would miss people too much. I think there would be, unless I was able to go with someone, if everybody could take a trip with me, then I'd be more willing to go. But just a one-way trip? What if you get there and then there's nothing there? I mean, I don't know if there's any water there or any food. Back to the, planet made of food. Maybe if it was made of pizza, then I might take it. But, and honestly, in that picture, it kind of does look like it could be made of pizza. But I would have to say that I don't think I would if I was given a choice. The whole thing with the SpaceX and going up into space is really cool and really interesting, but if I was the only person, I don't think I would do it. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tori. I feel the same way. I would miss way too many people. I don't think I could do it. Even as amusing as that experience as that would be, as making history, colonizing. All right, we have one more question. I believe everyone's gone once, so if someone wants to take the last question. Can I get it to click? So we can see. Oh, maybe that was the last one. I thought I had one more. Let me double check. Well, that's it. I guess everyone went once. That's right. Tahana did not go. I was wondering where she went. I guess it was fate. So, well, that concludes our table topics. I'll end it with thank you all for participating. That was a great experience for me, and I will leave you with you all can now vote. We actually vote for best table topics, and Tricia was kind enough, she just listed us everyone's topic. We had Tricia with her dream job, Sourin with the golden record, Scott on what's a long feeling, Ravi with dealing with the heat, Justin with the planet made of exercise balls, and Tori with a one-way to Mars trip. So to vote, go to the Zoom chat, and you see it says 2, and it should be default to everyone. You can put it to Tricia Perez, and then write your number 1 and 2nd choice to vote for out of that list.
Everyone was in time for today, so thank you for that. So everyone that you see on that list who gave a table topics, which is everyone here, is eligible to be voted for.
Can you explain the directions again for the chat, how we're voting again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Josh, can you explain one more time for me?
Sure. So in the chat, on the bottom where it says 2, it should be default to everyone, but if you click like the down arrow, and there's a list of different names, if you could send it to Tricia Perez, that is me, and I will go ahead and tally the votes. Please do specify who you vote as your first choice and as your second choice, because it does come into play when tallying up the votes. So for example, whoever you put as your first choice would get 2 points, and then whoever you put as your second choice would get 1 point. Was that clear, Justin? So you just go ahead to the chat, and just direct it to Tricia Perez, and then I will give the report on who won for table topics at the end of the meeting.
Thank you for that, Tricia. And after you do that, you can also leave feedback to me directly via the same way. You can put 2 and then Slate Nations, that's me. Putting feedback on my role today is Table Topic Master. And give you just a few more seconds to do that before passing it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Just want to thank you all again for that. I like doing the outer space theme with the launch we had. Pretty awesome. We had 2 astronauts, 2 US astronauts from a US rocket going to the space station. So it was really awesome. Make sure to go watch it if you missed it live. And with that, I'll pass it back to Toastmaster Tori.
All right. Thank you, Slate. I really enjoyed the outer space theme too. I have actually one of my dad's friends, he took his son to go watch the launch. So I thought that was really cool. I haven't watched it fully, but it looks pretty awesome. So next we're going to go ahead after everybody's voted. We'll give it probably a couple more seconds. We're going to have the general evaluator come to the stage, and I believe that's Scott. Sorry, I don't have the thing pulled up, so I don't. Oh no, that's Tricia. Sorry. So we'll call up Tricia to the stage, and she will kind of give a general evaluation, and then Scott will give an evaluation on Sourin's speech. So first, I guess we'll have Scott up.